Hello, kids. I hope you're doing good. This is Ms. Jones, and this is my first time doing a recording for you, so hopefully I do everything right. I hope you're doing really well. Today I just want to talk to you about how to do your writing for your e-learning at home. So what we're going to be doing today is the first writing prompt. All of the writing prompts will go with your Storyworks article. So your Storyworks article this week is it okay to sneak food into a movie theater? So I know it's a tricky question. So first of all, if you have not already read the story, you're going to want to do that first so you familiarize yourself with what the story is about, because a lot of your different writing details and examples are going to come from this writing. So you're going to want to read the writing first if you haven't already done that. And to get to the writing, it's your reading assignment this week in your Storyworks article. So all you have to do is click the link in the Google Classroom and it will read it to you, or you can read it yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I read the article myself and I pulled out some details to add to my chart here. So in your reading assignment for this week, you have to fill out the chart and answer several questions that go with it. You have to pick a side. Do you choose, yes, I want my own snacks? Or no, it's just wrong. It's wrong to sneak food into the movie theaters. It's a really tough question, actually, because I myself am guilty of sneaking snacks into the movie theater. Yes, I admit it. The biggest thing I tend to sneak in if I go to a movie is Subway, because they don't sell sandwiches that are very good, usually, at the movie theater, and I would really like a nice sandwich if I go in the evening, because usually that's my dinner. So yes, I am guilty of sneaking in snacks. So one thing that I pulled out of the article when I read the first section is this fact that a lot of snacks are not healthy. They often sell nachos, candy, which are yummy things. But if you're going at dinner time and you really want some dinner, that can be tricky. So I added as my very first example is the choices at the snack counter are almost always junk food. And my example for that was my sneaking in of Subway. Now then I kept reading because I've always been a big fan of sneak in whatever you want. But then when I kept reading, it kind of started to make more sense because it gave some other examples of why that might not be such a great idea. So in the second section here, it talked a lot about how the cost of the things like popcorn and drinks and the candies isn't just, pocketing in someone's pocket. It's actually paying for the different movies that they're buying. It's paying the employers. It's paying for the giant theaters, and it pays the company that makes the movies. So when I read that, I thought, boy, that's true. I bet there is a lot of cost that goes with this, movie making business. And I kept thinking to myself about a movie that you may or may not have seen. And that is the movie Eragon. Hold on, I'm fixing whatever I just did here. I'm trying to scooch this. There we go. And Eragon is a movie and actually a book also. The book is amazing, but the movie's kind of horrible. And I kept thinking to myself, well, I wonder if Eragon is so horrible because of people like myself who are sneaking food into movie theaters and they just didn't have the budget to make a better movie. I don't know. It's an example to put in the writing. So we've got the next example that I found from the reading talked a little bit about rules are rules. That is true. These are rules that there are, and I know for a fact that I have friends who have snuck in things to movie theaters and they have had to leave. They've been physically kicked out because they have had their bags searched and they've found their snacks. So I thought, well, that's also a really good point to add into my reason number 3. Some theaters will kick you out if they catch you smuggling in food. Notice that each of these has quotation marks around it. My 1, my 2, and my 3, that's because those are direct quotes from the text, and that's really important with writing. So let's take a look at your writing prompt for the week. First of all, I need you to write a beautiful paragraph answering the above prompt. Is it okay to sneak food into a movie theater? I need you to use those 3 examples that you put in your reading from the article. Now what you can do is similar to what I have here is just have your different windows open at the top, and that way you don't have to try to open and close things. You'll just have it right there for you. And then don't forget, you want to have an introduction and a conclusion. So taking a look at your introduction, first you want to indent, and you can just do that by pushing the tab button. You might want to go ahead and start with something simple. Keep it simple at first. Remember, we're never going to say, I am going to tell you about. That is not the way we write, right? That's called writing about your writing. An example could be something like, there are many... Maybe we're kind of in the middle for our argument. So for example, if you look, I said yes and no. I couldn't really pick a side, and that's okay. We can explain it in our writing. So let's say there are many sides to look at when thinking about if it is okay to sneak food into a movie theater. So there's my introduction. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. There are many sides to look at when thinking about if it is okay to sneak food into a movie theater. Let's jump into our first example. We said the choices at the snack counter are almost always junk food. We could always throw in too that they're ridiculously expensive. I like to color code things. So my first point is going to be in blue. That's not a requirement. It's just something I like to do for fun. First, let's see. Snacks offered at the theater are often not healthy and overpriced. Okay, jumping into our second point here. Much of what you paid for your ticket really goes to the company that made the movie. And then I forgot my example of Subway. Let's see, so maybe I'll throw in, for example, no theater I know sells a yummy Subway, capital, it's a proper noun, Subway sandwich. Okay, now my second point. Examples are always good, right? Examples show that you are, doing what you're supposed to do with your writing. You're right where you're supposed to be with your writing, giving examples, giving text evidence. It looks like I spelled this word wrong, so I'm just going to click on it and fix it. Piece of cake. Okay, or piece of sandwich. Ha ha, no kidding. Okay, so let's jump into point number 2. Much of what you paid for your ticket really goes to the company that made the movie, and my example was Aragon. So let's see, maybe I'll start with second. Lots of different ways to transition, so you don't necessarily have to go first, second, third. You could always do next or any of the other transitions we've talked about. So we've got second, much of the price for snacks and tickets goes to paying for jumped up there, back down to the bottom, paying for the building, let's see, staff, movie companies for, how about we say one example of this is the sadness that was the movie Aragon. Maybe it would have matched the book better in quality if it had a bigger budget. Okay, so let's see, my timer says I've got 6 more minutes to stop talking, so I need to finish this up. All right, some theaters will kick you out if they catch you smuggling in food. Okay, this is a true fact. So let's see, I'm going to go lastly, rules are rules, and many theaters will kick you out if they catch you smuggling in food. Okay, so now I need that conclusion, right? I got to wrap it all up here. So let's see, let's keep it real simple, especially since this is our first one. For these reasons, it is a difficult issue to smuggle in snacks or not. How about if we said, but there are clear consequences, CQ, consequences for, let's see, sneaking, I don't want to use smuggling again, sneaking in your own treats. Okay, let me read it over and make sure I've got everything I need in there. There are many sides to look at when thinking about if it is okay to sneak food into a movie theater. First, snacks. There we go. Snacks offered at the theater are often not healthy or overpriced. For example, no theater I know sells a yummy Subway sandwich. Second, much of the price for snacks and tickets goes to paying for building staff, and movie companies. One example of this is The Sadness that was the movie Aragon. Maybe it would have matched the book better in quality if it had a bigger budget. Lastly, rules are rules, and many theaters will often kick you out if they catch you smuggling in food. For these reasons, it is a difficult issue to smuggle in snacks or not. But there are clear consequences for sneaking in your own treats. So again, I just wanted to give you a quick example of what your paragraph should look like for your writing. This will be similar every single week. Every single week you will get a debate question article from Storyworks, and you'll have to go ahead and use these 3 different things that you have put in here, these 3 reasons or examples from the text, to support your side that you have chosen. Or if you're in the middle, as I am, with bringing in your own snacks, then you can do, kind of an in-between. But really the most important thing is that you can back it up with evidence from your experiences, and from text evidence, because that's a big one. Make sure that you're using text evidence. So again, I want to say good job and good luck. I'll be reading over your beautiful paragraphs, and I can't wait to give you feedback. And hang in there. I know this is rough, but I'm really proud of you. And I miss you. I miss your smiles. I miss your faces. I miss our time together every day in school. And I'm hoping that when this is all done and you're all in 6th grade, that you'll come back and see me. And maybe we can even get together after school as an old Team 54 and do a picnic or something in the fall. That would be really nice. But I hope everything's going well with you guys. I'll talk to you later.